Do these 7 things to your tomatoes this week before it's too late. If your tomato plants are flowering, growing fruit, or even starting to ripen, what you do this week could determine whether you harvest baskets of beautiful tomatoes or spend the rest of summer wondering what went wrong. July is one of the most important months in the entire tomato growing season. Across much of the country, temperatures are climbing, fruit is developing quickly, and plants are working harder than at any other time of year. Unfortunately, this is also when many gardeners accidentally make small mistakes that can lead to blossom drop, cracked fruit, sun scald, disease, or disappointing harvests. The good news, most of those problems are completely preventable. Most tomato plants aren't ruined in spring, they're ruined in July, and the next 7 days are often when it happens. Today, I'll walk you through 7 simple things every gardener should do to their tomato plants this week to keep them healthy, productive, and harvesting right through the hottest part of summer. And make sure you stay until number 1 because it's the one weekly habit experienced gardeners rarely skip, and it can help you catch problems before they ruin your harvest. One of today's jobs takes less than 2 minutes, yet skipping it can cost you more tomatoes than almost anything else you'll do this month. Let's get started. The first thing I'd do if I walked into your garden today is to remove yellow leaves near the bottom. Many gardeners become nervous the moment they notice yellow leaves appearing near the base of their tomato plants. Their first thought is usually, "My tomato is dying." Thankfully, that's often not the case. As tomato plants mature, it's perfectly normal for some of the oldest leaves near the bottom to begin yellowing, especially once the plant starts putting most of its energy into producing flowers and fruit. However, leaving those aging leaves attached for too long can create unnecessary problems. Lower leaves sit closest to damp soil, where fungal diseases, bacteria, and water splashes are most common. They also receive the least airflow, making them slower to dry after watering or summer rain. Simply removing yellow, damaged, or diseased leaves near the bottom helps improve air circulation while reducing the chances of disease spreading upward through the rest of the season. Now here's the important part. Only remove leaves that are clearly yellow, damaged, or touching the soil. Healthy green leaves higher up are still busy producing energy for your tomatoes and should remain on the plant. Senior-friendly gardening hack. Keep a lightweight pair of bypass pruners in a small gardening apron or bucket. That way, whenever you're checking your tomatoes, removing 1 or 2 unhealthy leaves only takes a few seconds instead of becoming another job for later. Did you know? Many tomato diseases actually begin on the lower leaves first because rain or watering can splash tiny particles of soil carrying fungal spores onto the foliage. Keeping those bottom leaves tidy can significantly reduce disease pressure during summer, and that's one less problem you'll have to worry about later this summer. Number 6. Support heavy branches before they break. One mistake catches gardeners by surprise every July. Their tomato plant looks perfectly healthy one day, then after a windy afternoon or heavy rainstorm, an entire branch snaps under the weight of developing fruit. By mid-summer, tomato plants can become surprisingly heavy. Clusters of growing tomatoes may look harmless at first, but together they place tremendous strain on stems that were much lighter only a few weeks earlier. Waiting until branches begin leaning or cracking is often too late. Instead, inspect every tomato plant this week and gently secure any heavy stems before they become a problem. Soft garden ties, cloth strips, or flexible plant clips all work well because they support the plant without cutting into the stem as it thickens. If you're growing indeterminate tomatoes, don't forget to continue tying new growth as the plant climbs taller. This simple weekly habit can prevent losing entire trusses of tomatoes just when harvest season is beginning. Senior-friendly gardening hack. Use brightly colored soft ties instead of thin green wire. They're much easier to see, much easier to handle with aging hands, and easier to remove at the end of the season without searching through dense foliage. Did you know? A single healthy tomato truss can weigh several pounds once the fruit begins filling out, especially on large slicing varieties. Proper support protects both the plant and the harvest you've spent months growing. Number 5. Mulch before the next heat wave arrives. Many gardeners wait until the weather becomes unbearably hot before thinking about mulch. By then, they've already missed one of the biggest advantages mulch provides. The best time to mulch is before the next stretch of intense summer heat, not after the soil has already dried out. A generous layer of organic mulch acts like a protective blanket over the soil. It helps keep roots cooler during scorching afternoons, slows moisture evaporation, reduces weed growth, and prevents the repeated wet and dry cycles that often lead to cracked tomatoes later in the season. Materials like clean straw, shredded leaves, untreated grass clippings that have dried slightly, or fine bark mulch all work well around tomato plants. Aim for a layer about 2 to 3 inches thick, but leave a small gap around the main stem so moisture doesn't remain trapped directly against the plant. Many gardeners are surprised by how much less often they need to water once mulch is doing its job. Senior-friendly gardening hack. Instead of carrying several heavy bags of mulch across the garden, fill a small bucket or lightweight garden basket and make a few comfortable trips. It's much easier on your back and shoulders while still getting the job done. Did you know? On a hot summer afternoon, bare soil can become dramatically hotter than mulched soil. Keeping the root zone cooler helps tomato plants continue growing even when air temperatures climb. Number 4. Feed your tomatoes for fruit, not leaves. If there's one mistake that quietly reduces tomato harvests every July, it's feeding the wrong fertilizer at the wrong time. Many gardeners notice their plants are growing quickly, so they assume more fertilizer must mean even more tomatoes. Unfortunately, tomatoes don't always work that way. By the time your plants are flowering and carrying fruit, their priorities have changed. This is no longer the stage where they need to produce huge amounts of leafy growth. Now, they're investing enormous amounts of energy into developing flowers, swelling fruit, and ripening tomatoes. That's why continuing to use high nitrogen fertilizers throughout summer often backfires. Instead of encouraging bigger harvests, too much nitrogen can produce beautiful dark green plants with lots of leaves, but surprisingly few tomatoes. This week, check which fertilizer you're using. If your tomato plants are flowering or already carrying fruit, a fertilizer formulated specifically for tomatoes or one that's higher in potassium is usually the better choice. Always follow the recommended application rate. More fertilizer does not automatically produce more tomatoes. In fact, overfeeding can stress plants just as much as underfeeding. And remember, fertilizer should never be seen as a substitute for consistent watering. A well-fed tomato growing in dry soil will still struggle. Senior-friendly gardening hack. Keep your tomato fertilizer and watering can together in one easy-to-reach location. Creating a simple weekly routine makes it much easier to remember feeding days without unnecessary lifting or searching around the shed. Did you know? A single tomato truss can contain several developing fruits at different stages of growth, all competing for water and nutrients at the same time. That's one reason consistent feeding often produces more even harvests throughout summer. Number 3. Don't over-prune your tomatoes. Pruning tomatoes is one of the most debated topics in gardening. Some gardeners remove almost every leaf they can find, believing more sunshine automatically means better tomatoes. Unfortunately, that's one of the easiest ways to create new problems during a hot July. Healthy tomato leaves are not your enemy. They're actually protecting your fruit. Those leaves act like tiny umbrellas, shielding developing tomatoes from the harsh afternoon sun, while also producing the energy needed to ripen the fruit. When too many leaves are removed, tomatoes become exposed to intense sunlight. That's when sun scald becomes much more likely. Sun scald usually appears as pale white, yellow, or papery patches on fruit that has been directly exposed to prolonged sunlight. Instead of heavily pruning your plants this week, focus only on removing leaves that are clearly yellow, damaged, diseased, or restricting airflow near the bottom of the plant. If you're growing indeterminate tomatoes, you can also remove young suckers growing in the leaf joints if you're training the plant to 1 or 2 main stems. But resist the temptation to strip away healthy foliage simply because the plant looks crowded. During a heat wave especially, those leaves become one of your tomato plant's best natural defenses. Senior-friendly gardening hack. Rather than trying to finish all your pruning in one session, remove just a handful of unwanted leaves each time you visit the garden. It's easier on your hands, your back, and it helps prevent accidentally over-pruning. Did you know? Tomato leaves naturally help cool the plant through a process called transpiration. As water evaporates from the leaves, it helps reduce plant temperature during hot weather, almost like the plant's own natural air conditioning. Number 2. Check every flower before it's too late. Now here's a weekly habit that many experienced tomato growers never skip. Take just a few minutes to look closely at your flowers. Most gardeners spend all their time looking at the tomatoes. Experienced gardeners spend time looking at the flowers. Why? Because every healthy flower has the potential to become tomorrow's tomato. During prolonged hot weather, tomato flowers can quietly begin dropping from the plant before they ever develop into fruit. Many gardeners don't even notice it's happening until weeks later when they wonder why production has suddenly slowed. This week, look for healthy yellow flowers that are fully open and still attached to the plant. If you notice flowers dropping unusually quickly, don't panic. Extreme heat is often the reason, not poor gardening. Tomatoes naturally struggle to set fruit when daytime temperatures become very high or when warm nights continue for several days in a row. The good news is that once temperatures become a little more favorable, many plants begin setting fruit again without any special treatment. One simple trick many experienced gardeners use is gently tapping or lightly shaking flowering trusses during calm mornings. That small movement helps distribute pollen within the flower and may improve pollination, especially during periods when fewer insects are active. Senior-friendly gardening hack. Make flower checks part of your regular morning watering routine. Since you're already visiting the plants, it only takes another minute to spot problems early before they affect your harvest. Did you know? Tomato flowers are self-pollinating. Unlike many garden crops, each flower contains both male and female parts, which means a gentle breeze or even a light tap from your finger is often enough to help pollination take place. Number 1. Spend 5 minutes inspecting every tomato plant. Now we've reached the most important job on this week's tomato checklist. And interestingly, it isn't watering, it isn't fertilizing, it isn't pruning. It's simply paying attention. Many experienced gardeners will tell you they've saved more tomato plants through regular observation than through any fertilizer or gardening product they've ever purchased. Why? Because tomato plants almost always give you warning signs before a serious problem develops. A single yellow leaf, a curled leaf at the top of the plant, tiny holes from hungry caterpillars, the first dark spot of blossom end rot, a cracked tomato after heavy rain, one hornworm hiding beneath the leaves. These small warning signs are incredibly easy to fix when you spot them early. But ignore them for a week, especially in July's fast-growing conditions. A small issue can quickly become a much bigger problem. That's why I'd encourage you to spend just 5 quiet minutes with your tomato plants every few days. Walk around each plant, look underneath the leaves, check the flowers, examine the developing fruit. Feel the soil with your fingers before reaching for the watering can, and simply ask yourself, does this plant look healthier than it did a few days ago? That one simple question trains your eye to notice problems long before they become disasters. Senior-friendly gardening hack. Keep a small folding garden stool or lightweight chair near your tomato patch. Sitting comfortably while inspecting plants makes the job far more enjoyable and allows you to look closely at leaves and fruit without putting unnecessary strain on your back or knees. Did you know? Professional greenhouse growers don't wait until plants look unhealthy before taking action. They inspect their crops every single day because they know the earliest warning signs are usually the easiest and cheapest to fix. So, before this week is over, remember these 7 simple jobs. Remove yellow lower leaves. Support heavy branches. Refresh your mulch before the next hot spell. Feed for fruit, not just leafy growth. Prune wisely, but don't over-prune. Check your flowers while they're still becoming tomorrow's tomatoes. And most importantly, spend a few minutes simply observing your plants. None of these jobs takes very long on its own, but together they can make the difference between struggling tomato plants and a garden that continues producing right through the rest of summer. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 7 jobs do you usually forget? Or which one will you be doing first this week? Share your answer in the comments below, because your experience might help another gardener who's growing tomatoes in a similar climate. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Easy Gardening for Seniors. Every week, we share calm, practical gardening advice designed to help you grow more with less stress, less guesswork, and a lot more confidence. Until next time, happy gardening, and I'll see you in the next video.